Hello, I'm Mandy Saligari, and today I'd like to talk to you about communication breakdown. So, in relationship, we communicate. When relationships break down, a great deal of the time people put it down to poor communication. And the key is to spot it as it's happening instead of picking it up when it's irrevocably broken. Hold on a second. Anybody do this to you when you're talking to them? I'm listening. I am listening. Hang on, just give me a sec. No, I heard exactly what you just said. No, I am listening to you. Do you want a cup of tea? Carry on, I'm listening. Do you want sugar? No, I am listening. Carry on. I mean, really, how annoying is that? You have a right to tell someone if you're not feeling heard. But if you go, I'm not feeling heard, as if it's their job to make you feel heard, then you're going to run into conflict. If you say, do you know what, I'm not feeling heard, it's okay, carry on, make your tea, I'll talk to you about this later, it's personal responsibility. And that's where the work lies. Because people, I'm allowed to make a cup of tea. You know, I might want a cup of tea. I'm allowed to make a cup of tea, I'm allowed to chat to you. I don't have to put everything down just because you want to talk to me right now about this thing. Maybe I don't want to have a big, deep and meaningful with you about something, and that's my right too. So how we coordinate those two needs, you know, is key. And that happens when people learn how to take personal responsibility. And let me tell you this, the kind of communication that you're used to as a child, if anybody's thinking that's not a nice cup of tea, that's fine, it's how I like it. You're likely to bring into your home. So your original family group, you as a child, is what will prime you as to how you communicate later in your other groups, social groups, work groups, your own family, your own married group. The influences come from back then. So what we find is that how people communicate in their intimate relationships often manifests in a similar way in all their relationships. But what they do is they attribute all their misery or their, I don't know, whatever it is, how unhappy they are, to the single most tangible relationship. It's the husband, it's the wife, it's the boyfriend, whatever that is. And they attribute all the malaise to that relationship. What they need to do, what you need to do, is to see what you're carrying into those relationships that confounds your ability to have good functioning communication. And it's not easy. I do know that. Moving away from being convinced that the breakdown in communication is the other person's fault is an extremely difficult thing to do because we're very invested in being right, particularly if you come from a background where being wrong was shamed in any way. But it's where the exit lies. It's where peace lies. If, as so many people say to me, if people say, if he did this, I'd feel better. If they would change, I'd feel better. Where's the power in that? That means I am held hostage by your behaviour. And what I'd like to do is to give you the power to be responsible for your own behaviour. Now that means that you take a look at how you feel, you take a look at how you communicate, you take a look at what's going on, and you learn to represent yourself with dignity and respect. And believe me, you'll feel heard.